In 2010, Clash of the Titans was released. It is a very exciting adventure. At the beginning of the movie, we see space where the story reveals how the sons of the King of Gods, Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon, to worship him. The more people worshiped Zeus, the stronger he became. He could never die. Against the gods, a great war broke out between them. Now, a fisherman spots a wooden box floating in the water. Curious, he pulls it onto his boat. When he opens it, he finds a woman and a baby inside. The woman has already passed away, but the baby is still alive. The fisherman, who is named Spyros, decides to raise the child as his own. He names him Perseus, who later becomes the hero of this movie. Spyros gives Perseus a good upbringing and teaches him that love is stronger than blood relations. Years pass, and Perseus grows up, but hard times arrive. No fish are caught in their nets, and the sea seems to have turned against them. Spyros believes that they must have angered the gods, and now they are being punished. One day while fishing, they see a massive statue of Zeus standing over the sea. A group of people, angry at the gods, pull the statue down, throwing it into the ocean. Something about this feels wrong to Perseus. As soon as the statue falls, dark and evil forces rise from the sea, attacking everyone in sight. In the chaos, Perseus loses his entire family. His boat sinks, leaving him alone in the world. At the same time, Hades appears before Zeus and tells him that he will strike so much fear into humans that they will be forced to worship the gods again. Meanwhile, soldiers from the kingdom of Argos find Perseus. "It will not be us who fall, it will be the gods." The queen, who does not believe in the gods, proudly claims that they are no longer needed. Her daughter Andromeda is upset by this and warns, "The more we challenge the gods, the more destruction they will bring upon us." But the queen insists, "The gods need us. We do not need them." Suddenly, a dark presence fills the palace. Hades appears, sent by Zeus himself. With his terrifying power, he forces the king to his knees and steals the queen's beauty, turning her into an old, weak woman. As Perseus, the hero of the story, tries to attack Hades, a mysterious woman stops choice. "Either I release the monstrous kraken to destroy your entire kingdom, or you sacrifice your beautiful daughter, Andromeda, as an offering." The people, "This order comes from your own father." Perseus is confused. "My father?" Hades smirks and reveals that Perseus is not just a fisherman's son, he is a demigod, the son of Zeus. Meanwhile, in Olympus, Zeus learns that he has a son living on Earth. A messenger suggests, "Let's make Perseus immortal," but Zeus refuses. "He has rebelled against us," he declares. Back in the kingdom of Argos, a soldier named Draco confronts Perseus. "Who are you? How did you get here?" Perseus, still in shock, answers, "I am not a demigod. I am the son of a fisherman. My family was killed because of Zeus." Queen Andromeda offers herself as the sacrifice, pleading with her father to let Perseus go, but the king refuses. That night, a mysterious woman named Io appears before Perseus. When he asks, "Who are you?" she replies, "I am neither mortal nor god. I simply watch over you." Io then reveals the truth about Perseus's birth. "Your mother was a mortal queen. She was married to King Acrisius, a man who refused to worship the gods. This angered Zeus, but instead of punishing Acrisius, Zeus took another form and visited the queen in secret. That night you were conceived. When Acrisius learned the truth, he was furious. He ordered your mother and you to be locked inside a wooden chest and thrown into the sea. He cursed Zeus, saying, 'You will never see them again.' But fate had other plans. A fisherman found you and raised you as his own." As Io finishes her story, she turns to Draco and says, "We must take Perseus with us." Draco, though skeptical, agrees and gathers a team to set out on a dangerous journey. Their mission? To find the legendary Stygian witches who know how to defeat the Kraken. Meanwhile, in a distant, dark place, Hades approaches a shadowy figure. "Acrisius is dead," he says, but the figure steps forward. It is Acrisius, transformed by Hades. With a cruel smile, Hades tells him, "Your bastard son, born of Zeus, is alive. He is coming for you." With a wave of his hand, Hades grants Acrisius terrifying new powers, his body infused with fire and darkness. "Kill Perseus for me," Hades commands, "and I will kill Zeus for you." As Perseus and his team travel through a dense forest, Draco tosses him a sword. "Show me what you can do." Perseus hesitates. "I don't know how to fight." Draco smirks and attacks. The two spar, but Perseus struggles, until something inside him awakens. His demigod blood gives him strength, and he is more than just a fisherman's son. His journey is just beginning. As Perseus walks through the dense jungle, he suddenly notices a sword lying before him. Draco steps forward and says, "This is a gift from the gods. It was meant for you." Releases a carrier pigeon to track him. Meanwhile, Io appears and introduces Perseus to a group of winged horses. "These are Pegasus," she explains. "No human has ever ridden one before." Just then, strange noises fill the air, and a dark figure emerges from the shadows. It's Calibos, sent by Hades to kill Perseus. A fierce battle begins. Calibos is powerful, strengthened by Hades' dark magic. He fights with incredible speed and strength, but Draco manages to outsmart him and slices off his hand. As Calibos' severed hand falls to the ground, something terrifying happens. His blood seeps into the earth, and from it, giant scorpions rise, growing bigger and stronger by the second. The soldiers fight bravely, but the creatures keep multiplying, overwhelming them. Just when all hope seems lost, a group of mysterious beings appears. These are the Jinn, desert sorcerers with strange magical powers. Using their abilities, they take control of the scorpions and stop the battle, saving Perseus and his group. However, Perseus is badly wounded and collapses to the ground. The Jinn heal him using their magic. Back in the palace, the people have discovered what Hades told the king. Fear spreads among them as they gather together, whispering about the only possible solution. "The only way to save us," one of them says, "is for Princess Andromeda to sacrifice herself." The princess, dressed in simple clothes, listens to their words with a heavy heart, realizing that her fate has already been decided. Meanwhile, the Jinn speak with Perseus. "We do not fight for humans," they tell him, "but we are willing to help you." They use their magic to heal his wounds completely. Draco, watching all of this, grows frustrated. He is angry that Perseus keeps receiving gifts, first the sword, now the healing. Yet he refuses to accept his role as a demigod. "My people are dying," Draco tells Perseus, "and you still refuse to use what the gods have given you?" "I do not fight for the gods," Perseus replies firmly. "I fight for mankind." Draco shakes his head. "You cannot do this alone. Who scorpions and tame them, turning them into massive, rideable beasts?" They invite the soldiers to climb aboard, and soon the group is on the move, traveling faster than ever before. As they ride, the soldiers share lighthearted jokes, laughing for the first time in a long while. Perseus turns to Draco and asks, "Why don't you in?" Their journey takes them to the Stygian witches, ancient creatures who once helped defeat the Titans. These witches live in a dark, warns Perseus, "Ask only what is necessary. Do not waste words." Finally, Perseus and Draco reach the witches. They are horrifying to look at. Large, grotesque beings with only a single eye, which they pass between. They hiss, "Will answer my question." Before they can continue, they suddenly lunge at Perseus. No, he isn't bluffing. Now they must give him the answer he seeks. The witches hesitate, but finally one of them speaks. "There is a way to keep from the gods." Perseus refuses to listen. "I don't want anything from you." Zeus looks at him for a moment and then tosses something his way, a small golden coin. "You will need this," he says before disappearing into thin air. Perseus stares at the coin for a second before pocketing it. One of his companions, a seasoned soldier, hands him a large, sturdy shield. "This will protect you," he says. "But remember, none of us can survive in the underworld forever." Now fully prepared, Draco takes a deep breath and grips his sword. "Have you ever lost someone?" he asks Perseus. Perseus nods. "I lost my father." "I lost my son," Draco says quietly. "Charon brought him here." They are afraid, but Perseus steps forward and says, "My father always told me, one day someone will have to stand against the gods." He grips his sword, and today is that day. The battle begins suddenly. Medusa moves swiftly, her deadly gaze turning anyone who looks at her into stone. One by one, she petrifies several soldiers. Then she turns her eyes toward one of the Jinn. But unlike the others, he does not turn to stone. Realizing this, the Jinn sacrifices himself. He explodes, creating a massive shock wave that weakens Medusa for a moment. Draco sees the opportunity and strikes, but Medusa recovers just in time. She meets his eyes, and in an instant, Draco is turned to stone. His frozen body shatters into pieces. Now Perseus stands alone before Medusa. Instead of looking directly at her, he uses his polished shield to see her reflection. With careful precision, he waits for the right moment. Then, in one swift motion, he swings. His head falls to the ground, and her body collapses, lifeless. But the danger isn't over. Suddenly, Calibos appears. Empowered by Hades, he is stronger than ever. He attacks, and before Perseus can react, he strikes down Io. Perseus watches in horror as she collapses. Anger surges through him. He spots the sword, the one gifted to him by the gods, embedded in the ground. He grabs it and charges at Calibos. Their weapons clash, but Perseus fights with everything he has. Finally, with one decisive strike, he drives the blade through Calibos's chest. As he takes his last breath, Calibos whispers to Io. Perseus lifts Medusa's head and holds it up before the beast. The Kraken lets out a final roar before its body stiffens, turning entirely into stone. The massive creature cracks and crumbles into the sea. In the chaos, King Cepheus is killed, but Perseus doesn't stop. He turns his attention to Hades and, wielding his glowing sword, strikes at him. With one final blow, he banishes Hades back to the underworld. With the city saved, Andromeda offers Perseus the throne of Argos, but he refuses. Instead, he mounts Pegasus once more. His power will grow. He looks at Perseus and says, "Live however you choose, but know this, I will not leave you alone." With that, Zeus vanishes, and Perseus is left standing under the open sky. And thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the explanation, please like, subscribe, and share to support the channel. See you in the next movie explanation. Stay awesome.